What is up, chat? Hey, Wing Chun. How's it going? Hey, Casey. I'm glad you could join. Hey, Bigfoot. What's up, Matthias? Hey, Hope. How's it going? Rude Noise. What's up? Christina. You guys saying Demon Slayer is good? I never watched that. I heard a lot of good things. Hey, Greek Yogurt. How's it going? What's up, Nikki? Hey, Losh. Sunny Side Up. How's it going? Peepzilla. Okay. Okay. Is today the day? Is today the day? The day I get 100% of all the Japanese prefectures. Oh wait, hold on. Ugh. You think it's today? I don't know. Not so sure. Let's see. Did I guess next? Well, we'll see. It's gonna be a surprise after we finish this. All right. I got 3 chances, okay? 3 chances to get it correct. Let's do it. I believe this is Niigata. Kagawa is somewhere here. Oof. I think. Or here. Here? Oof. Oof. Or not. Can't be here, right? Oh, shit. Tochigi is here. Totori is here. Osaka. Gifu should be this one. Miyazaki should be this one. Aichi is here. Shizuoka is here. Hiroshima is here. Kyoto is here. Oh wait, that's Tokyo. Oh, fuck. Ibaraki is here. Toyama. Ooh, where are you? Here? Okay. Aomori is here. Nagano should be here. Saga. Yamanashi. Where is that? Here? Nope. Kumamoto. Yamanashi? Ishikawa. No, it's the Yamas that keep getting us, guys. Too many Yama prefectures. Kanagawa should be here. Oof. Oof. Kanagawa is here. Kochi is here. Yamaguchi is here. Hyogo here. Nara is here. Gunma is here. Tokushima. It's either this one or this one. I think it's this one. Okay. Kayama is here. Fukushima is here. Iwate here. Shimane. Tokyo. Ehime. Akita. Nagasaki. Kagoshima. Kagoshima is here. Okinawa. Oita. Ishikawa. Fukui. Yamagata. Yama? Okay. here. Hokkaido. Mie should be this one. Wakayama probably here. Oof. Here. Wakayama is here. Wakayama. Saitama is here. Kumamoto. 84? Didn't we get like 90%? I think if you miss 3, you get it's 90%, right? All right. Saitama. Shimane. Tochigi. Okayama. Kagoshima. This is Tokushima. This is Kagoshima. Kumamoto. Fukui is here. Here, Oita. Saga. Gunma. Damn it! Gunma, Chiba, Fukushima. Yamanashi. Okay. The Yamas are not very good. Okay, how many Yamas are there? This is a Yama, and this is a Yama. I think this is Wakayama. Is this Yamanashi? Yamagata! Where's Yamanashi? Here? Yamanashi. Yama. Wakayama. Yamanashi. What was this again? Wakayama? No, wait, this is Wakayama. Yamagata. Yamanashi. Okay. Yamaguchi. Nagasaki. Kyoto. Yamagata. Yeah. Wakayama. Oh. Okay, making progress. Kanagawa. Hyogo. Kochi is here. This one, Miyagi is here. Tokushima. Here? No, here. Ishikawa. Here. Araki, Miyazaki. Nagano, man. Bloop. Kagawa. Here? Oh! Here. Kaido. Niigata. Hiroshima. These are easy. Click. Yeah. Alright, 92. We missed 3. There's one more. Can we do it? Alright. Alright, I'm gonna try to do it. No messing up. Shizuoka. Shiga. Tokyo. The first hurdle. Yamanashi. Is it here? Or is it here? Yamanashi. It's one of the Yamas. It's here, right? Woo! Okay, good. You got one Yama down. Niigata, Aomori, Hyogo, Nara, Miyazaki, Hiroshima, Iwate. Yamagata is here. Okay. Aichi. Toyama should be here. Osaka is here. Ibaraki is here. Tokushima. Which, what was this? Kagoshima. This is Tokushima. Saga, Shimane. Okinawa, Mie is here. Tochigi is here. Chiba. Kayama is here. Fukushima is here. Saitama should be here. Fukui, Hokkaido, Fukuoka. Wakayama here. Yeah. Kanagawa. Oh. This should be Kanagawa. Okay. Ishikawa. Totori. Kumamoto. Oh, hey, it's looking good. Hey, guys. Kagawa. Akita. Gunma is here. Ehime. Nagasaki. Miyagi. Is this the run? Oh my god. Kyoto. We're getting close. Don't mess up. Gifu. Oita. Alright, don't mess up. Nagano. Yamaguchi. Kagoshima. Let's go! Yay! Alright. Damn. Oh, fuck. I got so excited I spilled water. Ah. You knew it would be today? Hell yeah. Okay. Alright. Do you know what we should do next? We should do the historical provinces. Yeah. I think that would be pretty cool. Japan sinks. Okay. What I have is some sake. Okay. Oh yeah, if you watched the latest video, then you know who gave me the sake. It's Tipsy. Alright, cheers. Do they have a historical quiz? Not this website, but I think I found another website that has a historical quiz. So, yeah, we can do that next. Okay. And guess what I have? Ta-da! We got snacks, baby. Okay. Yep. I went to a Japanese supermarket and I just stocked up on a bunch of snacks. This is a... Okay, I don't know how to pronounce this. Baumkuchen? 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 Yeah, it's a baked cookie, okay? This needs to be refrigerated. So let's see how it tastes. All right, hold on. Ooh. Okay, it's a little soft. It's a little soft round thing. You can see a little bit, wait. Do you see the layering? Yeah. All right. It tastes like it's like a flour cake. Kind of a generic flour cake. I mean, it's not bad. It's a little bit sweet. Not too sweet. I like it. But it's just that. It's just sugary. It doesn't have any specific flavor. How's the texture? Just think of like a cake, but not that light. Not as light and fluffy as a cake. A little bit more dense. All right, not bad. I'm gonna eat through the middle. That's a solid 7.5 out of 10. Would it go well with tea or coffee? With tea, I would say. Yeah. Sorry, am I making too many mouth noises? Okay. Anyways, I'm so happy. I'm stocked up on Japanese snacks. All right. I have some on my lip. You could taste how dense that was from my chewing. Yeah, then you need to drink some water. All right. So what happened last week? So last week, our hero Suju was fighting with Jiumotu in the Shaolin Temple. He gets injured, and his 4 female guardians, they were disguised as monks. They jump out and they rescue him. Jiumotu, he admits defeat, but then he mocks the Shaolin Temple for hiding women in its midst, right? So the seniors of the temple, they decide to kick Suju out of it. Kick him out of the temple because he broke too many Buddhist precepts, and they think that they can't go easy on him just because he's a Shaolin disciple. That would be like favoritism, okay? And they want to be fair. So they kick him out of the temple. Suju is like all sad and he's crying because he's been in the temple his whole life. Now he's just been kicked out. The abbot also sentences him to get a beating with a cane a bunch of times. Suddenly, they're interrupted by a bunch of people from the martial arts world. They arrive at the Shaolin Temple. The monks, they didn't know what's going on, but it turns out that the Beggars Clan has a new leader, and that leader wants the Beggars Clan to be the #1 sect in the martial arts world. So they invited everyone to the Shaolin Temple, hoping to probably duel with Shaolin to claim the title of #1. And we discover that this new leader of the Beggars Clan is actually Yo Tanju, the guy with the iron mask. Okay, and the guy pulling the strings from behind is probably Chang Guanqing, the guy who was like part of the plot to frame Qiao Feng for killing that Beggars Clan elder in the beginning. So it turns out Chang Guanqing, he removed Yo Tanju's iron mask. So Yo Tanju is probably super grateful to him. And now he's like doing whatever he can for this guy. We also discover that the emperor of Western Xia is looking for a son-in-law for his daughter. And Mu Rongfu, he decides to go to Western Xia and compete to marry the Western Xia princess. That would mean he has to abandon Wang Yuyan who is madly in love with him. He figured that he would marry the princess and then make Wang Yuyan his concubine. I'm sure she would love that. He makes some excuse to her to go somewhere, and he tells her to go stay at his home for a bit, right? Yeah, so he tells her to stay at his home, and then he would return to her. And she thinks that, oh, it's kind of a hint that he would marry me, right? Why else would he tell me to stay at his home? So anyways, the Murong Fu group, they walk to the Shaolin Temple to watch the Beggars Clan compete with the Shaolin Temple. On the way, they meet Ding Chunqiu, that master of poisons, and they get into a fight. And that's where we left off. How's that? All right. One sec. Chapter 41. 18 swift riders of Yan Yun, galloping like mighty wind and billowing smoke. Ding Chunqiu killed Xuantong and Xuannan. He was a great enemy of Shaolin. When the monks from Shaolin heard he was at the base of Mount Shaoshi, they immediately made a huge din. Xuansheng shouted loudly, "Today everyone has to muster their courage and exterminate this old freak Ding. Avenge martial brother Xuantong and Xuannan." Xuanzi said in a bright voice, "He is still a guest from afar. We will adopt peaceful measures before resorting to violence." The crowd of monks said in unison, "Yes." Xuanzi said, this is the abbot, "Martial brothers and friends, why don't we go out and observe the brilliant exchange between Xingxiu sect and the Murong family?" The crowd of heroes were already itching to go. They were waiting precisely for this remark. Those who had less experience, young and rash heroes, they swarmed out quickly. The four great evils, the rest of the heroes, Dali's Duan family, foreign eminent monks, all of them rushed out. However, there was endless ping-pong qianglang noises. Monks from the Hui generation took out all their weapons. Xuan, Hui, Xu, Kong, 4 generations of Shaolin monks, all selected their weapons and exited the temple in an orderly formation. When they reached the temple gate, a monk who was stationed at mid-mountain came rushing back to report. "Xingxiu sect has around 1,000 people. They surrounded Gentleman Murong and his subordinates at the pavilion, engaged in a fierce battle." Xuanzi nodded his head. He walked on the pavement and peered down the mountain. However, all he saw was a huge black mass of human head. It was more than 1,000 men. Shouting drifted up from the mountain. "Divine Elder of Xingxiu personally directs the battle. Naturally, he will emerge victorious. You demons and clowns, unexpectedly you have the cheek to defy the Divine Elder, really brazen to the extreme. Quickly cast down your weapons. Beg Divine Elder of Xingxiu to spare your lives. Divine Elder of Xingxiu graces the Mount Shaoshi with his presence. He only needs to flick his little finger and the Shaolin Temple will crumble immediately." The newly recruited disciples of Xingxiu had yet to learn any skill. However, they already learned how to flatter their master. The voice of 1,000 praises flooded everyone's ears. The singing of praises filled the entire Mount Shaoshi. That's the first skill that they learn in this sect. Shaolin Temple was established for over 600 years. Successive generations of monks will chant Rulai Buddha, revered one of the world. Even the cumulative sum of 600 years of chanting cannot be compared with this impressive, passionate praise from the Xingxiu disciples toward their master. The name Divine Elder of Xingxiu far surpassed Mi Cuo Fu. Ding Chunqiu stroked his white beard. His eyes narrowed. He was helplessly intoxicated in the praise, feeling light and airy as if he was drunk from wine. Xuansheng gathered energy to his pubic region, and shouted out, "Assemble the great Luohan formation!" 500 monks responded, "Assemble the great Luohan formation!" Red cassocks flickered, gray shadows darted about. Groups gathered at the east and west. 500 monks scattered, covering as far as the eye can see. The crowd of heroes heard the famed Luohan formation of Shaolin. However, for the past 100 years, Shaolin never displayed it to outsiders. Other than Shaolin monks, nobody has ever seen the formation. Currently, the monks were wearing different colored clothing and cap: red, gray, yellow, and black. Their weapons were also different: saber, sword, staff, rake. Everyone moved like the wind. In an instant, they encircled the Xingxiu disciples at the center. The number of Xingxiu disciples were far more than the Shaolin monks. A huge majority were newly recruited. They were somewhat skilled at fighting one-on-one battle. However, they never had any experience or practice in arranging themselves into battle formation. Thus, they became flustered, and their praises inevitably toned down significantly. Quite a number of them kept silent. They knew the situation had changed. Thus, they modified their praise and started to eulogize Shaolin monks. Abbot Xuanzi said in a bright voice, "Mr. Ding, from Xingxiu sect, grace Mount Shaoshi. You are setting yourself against Shaolin. Heroes, please sit back and observe how Shaolin deals with experts from the West. How about it?" He Shuo, Jianan, Chuangshan, Wu Guang, various heroes from these regions, shouted out, "Old freak of Xingxiu is a menace to the martial arts fraternity. Everyone should unite and deal with them together. Kill them here and now." Everyone drew their weapons. They desired to fight alongside Shaolin to kill the enemy. Define eulogize? Well, eulogize usually means to give a speech at a funeral. But I think in this case, they're just praising Shaolin monks. So yeah, they started to say long praises. Okay, they shout out long praises. Eulogize. To praise highly in speech or writing. There you go. Nice try, nice try. Mu Rongfu, Deng Baichuan, and the rest killed around 20 Xingxiu disciples. Now they received a huge reinforcement. At once they jumped several feet away and stopped fighting. Xingxiu disciples were inwardly afraid. They did not pursue. Duan Yu leapt to the east and flashed to the west. He rushed into the crowd and sprinted to Wang Yuyan's side. He said, "Miss Wang, if the situation becomes dangerous, later I will carry you out." Wang Yuyan blushed and said, "I am not injured. Acupoint's not sealed. I can move on my own." She glanced towards Mu Rongfu and said, "My cousin's martial art is outstanding, more than enough to protect me. Gentleman Duan, please go back." Duan Yu felt really upset. He pondered, "What ability I have? How can I go against your cousin's martial arts?" But to ask him to simply leave, how could he be willing? Duan Yu said, Miss Wang, my father is here. He is outside." Duan Yu and Wang Yuyan went through numerous trials and tribulations, traveling for long distances. The time spent together was not shallow. However, Duan Yu never mentioned his status or family history to her. In his heart, Wang Yuyan was a goddess. He was a commoner. He did not feel any glory in being a prince. In the eyes of a goddess, what is the difference between a commoner and a prince? Wang Yuyan was saved many times by Duan Yu. She was rather grateful towards him. Nevertheless, she did not care about his status. She assumed Duan Yu was simply a bookworm who managed to pick up a set of ingenious footwork, along with a set of energy swordplay, which was erratic and ineffective at times. He often tangled with her, much to the annoyance of her cousin. Thus, to avoid making her cousin upset, she hoped Duan Yu could leave and stay far away. But now he suddenly mentioned his father was here. She felt rather curious and said, "You, father and son, did not see each other for quite some time, correct?" Duan Yu said happily, "Correct, Miss Wang. I will bring you to see my father, okay? My father will surely like you very much when he sees you." Wang Yuyan blushed. She shook her head and said, "I don't want to." Duan Yu said, "Why not?" Wang Yuyan did not reply. To make her happy, he said, "Miss Wang, my sworn brother Shuju is also here. He became a monk again. In addition, my disciple is here also. It's truly exciting and lively." Wang Yuyan knew that his disciple was the crocodile deity, the divine croc of the southern sea, but she never asked him why he accepted the third most evil, fierce deity and evil devil as this disciple. She recalled the divine croc's outlandish appearance. She could not help but smile. Duan Yu coaxed a smile from her. He was really happy. Although he was surrounded by Xingxiu disciples, to be able to chat and joke with Wang Yuyan, nothing else mattered. Now he gets to learn she's his sister. Oh no. I wonder how he would take it. Shaolin deployed its great Luohan formation, guarding all four directions. A few Xingxiu disciples tried to break through from the west. They only engaged for a while and was wounded one after another. Ding Chunqiu commanded, "Everyone stop moving for the time being," he said in a bright voice. "Abbot Xuan Ci, your Shaolin claimed to be the chief of martial studies, but in my opinion, it is really unfounded." The crowd of Xingxiu disciples responded, "Correct! Divine Elder of Xingxiu arrives. All Shaolin monks will die a tragic death. Martial arts originated from our Xingxiu sect. Only martial arts from Xingxiu is orthodox. The rest are all demonic path. You refuse to learn Xingxiu's martial arts. You will inevitably become ox ghost and snake spirit, digging your own grave." Suddenly, someone sang out, "Divine Elder of Xingxiu, virtue fitting heaven and earth, prestige shaking the entire world. He is matchless throughout all ages." Thousands of people sang out loudly. Some played their gongs, drums, pipes, and flutes. It was really lively. It's a whole concert, guys. A majority of the heroes had never seen such extravagant performance from the Xingxiu sect. They could not help but laugh out from this weird scene. Amidst the music, suddenly galloping noise came from the mountainside. The noise came louder and louder. Soon after, great yellow banners could be seen from all sides. 4 riders galloped up the mountain, each bearing a flag. All the yellow banners bore 5 characters. Chief Zhuang of the Beggars Clan. The 4 horses stopped beside the cliff. The riders dismounted and stuck the yellow flag at the highest point of the cliff. These 4 riders all wore beggars' clothing and carried cloth pouches. They held the flagpole and remained silent. The crowd of heroes said, "Chief Zhuang of the Beggars Clan is here." These 4 flags gave a sense of might and prestige. Flag bearers, athletic and fierce. When compared with the Xingxiu sect who blew out their own trumpets, this display clearly commanded respect. As the flags were erected, 100 horses galloped up the mountain. Riding at the front were 100 6-pouch disciples, followed by 34 7-pouch disciples and 10 8-pouch disciples. Soon after, 5 9-pouch elders galloped up the mountain. They remained silent and dismounted, lining up both sides. Other than delivering urgent news or handling important matters, the Beggars Clan members rarely rode horses. Seeing such extravagant displays, they were really no different from army officials. It really greatly differs from the Beggars Clan's usual practice. When the crowd of heroes saw this, they inwardly shook their head. Everyone heard the ta-ta sound of horse hooves. Two greenish buckskin horses galloped up the mountain side by side. Sitting on the left horse was a lady wearing purple robes, appearance splendid and gentle. However, her pair of eyes were dim and lifeless. When Ruan Xingju saw her, she blurted out, "Ah Zi!" She forgot she was disguised in men's clothing. This remark from her revealed her true female voice. Sitting on the right horse was a man wearing an interwoven brocade robe, his facial expression wooden like a zombie. When the crowd of heroes saw him, some of them immediately knew he was wearing a human skin mask. He did not reveal his real appearance. They pondered. It seems this person is the Beggar Clan's chief, Zhuang Juxian. He wants to vie with Shaolin for the title of chief of martial arts fraternity. But how come he refuses to reveal his real appearance? Brocade definition? Brocade is like a pattern on cloth, like a cloth pattern. The pattern woven fabric. Wahaha. Some people guessed, this person must be a famous figure. Zhuang Juxian is just an alias. Since he can become the chief of the Beggars Clan, then how can he be some unknown figure? An arcade is an arcade? Wait, a brocade is an arcade full of bros? True. Good job, Nikki. He has a mask of human skin. I hope it does. I hope it's not like real human skin, right? It's just a mask that looks like human skin. I hope he didn't rip the face off some guy and just put it on his face. Most likely, he does not have much confidence in this battle. If he is defeated by Shaolin, then he can cover up his face and retreat. He wouldn't lose face. Literally. Don't tell me he is the former chief, Qiao Feng. He regained power in the Beggars Clan and came here to create trouble for everyone. Although some people managed to make the connection between Zhuang Juxian and Juxian Manor, but they only thought of Qiao Feng. The Yule brothers of Juxian Manor died by Qiao Feng's hands. Afterwards, the manor was burnt down. Nobody expected this chief of the Beggars Clan to be the young master of the Juxian Manor, Yule Tanzhi. Azu heard her mother's voice. Currently, she had important matters to settle. It was not convenient to meet her mother and listen to her narrate about the mundane affairs. Azu pretended she did not hear her and said, Brother Xian, there is a lot of people here. I heard someone singing Divine Elder of Xingxiu, virtue fitting heaven and earth, prestige shaking the entire world, matchless throughout the ages. That little chap, Ding Chunqiu, and his useless troops, they are all here? Yu Tanzhu said, Correct. He brought quite a number of people here. Azu clapped her hands and laughed. Simply fantastic. Really saves me the trouble of traveling to Xingxiu Sea to settle the debt. The Beggars Clan members who were traveling on foot steamed in endlessly up the mountain. They were all 5-pouch, 4-pouch, and 3-pouch disciples. They arranged themselves in formation and stood behind Yu Tanzhu and Azu. Yu Tanzhu said softly, It seems those who need to be here are all present. Azu waved her hand. 2 Beggars Clan members took out a purple object from their bosom. They tied it to a wooden stick and let it flutter in the wind. As it turned out, it was a 2-sided purple silk banner. 6 dark red characters were written on it. Sect leader Duan of Xingxiu. As the banner unfolded, Xingxiu disciples immediately made a huge din. Someone shouted, Sect leader of Xingxiu is the Divine Elder Ding. This fact is well known by everyone. Since when did a person surnamed Duan become the sect leader? Passing fake as genuine, causing confusion. Shameless. Don't tell me you can simply confer this sect leader position yourself. Which little devil dared claim to be our sect leader? Quickly own up. I will turn you into mincemeat. Those who responded were all newly recruited disciples. As for the senior disciples, Mo Yunzi, Jui Fengzi, etc., naturally they knew about Azu's history. She had the support of Xiao Feng. They could not help but be secretly afraid of her. The crowd of heroes and monks suddenly saw an extra Xingxiu sect leader appearing. They were startled, but also inwardly happy. All these evil demons turning up together, they would be eliminated together. Azu clapped 3 times and said in a bright voice, Disciples of Xingxiu, listen. The rules of our sect, the sect leader position, has always been occupied by the most powerful. Who possesses the strongest martial arts, he will simply be the sect leader. Half a year ago, Ding Chunqiu and I fought. He suffered a crushing defeat. He knelt down in front of me and kowtowed 18 times and became my disciple. He respectfully ordered the position of sect leader to me. Don't tell me he didn't inform you. Ding Chunqiu, you are simply too brazen. You are the head disciple of our sect. You should be the role model. How can you deceive your fellow martial brothers? Her voice was melodious and smooth-flowing. When everyone heard it, all of them were equally astounded. She was merely a 16 to 17-year-old girl, both eyes blind. Oh yeah, she's blind. How can she become the sect leader? Duan Zhengchun and Ron Xingju looked at each other, dumbstruck. They knew their daughter was taught by Ding Chunqiu. She was crafty and eccentric, incomparably mischievous. However, her martial arts is only average. Unexpectedly, she dared to rustle Ding Chunqiu's tiger beard and claim to be the sect leader. The outcome was really hard to predict. There were very few men from Dali at Mount Shaoshi, simply insufficient to fight with the Xingxiu sect, or even save her from danger. Unexpectedly, under the watchful eyes of the crowd of heroes, Azu dared to claim the position of sect leader of the Xingxiu sect. How can Ding Chunqiu tolerate it? He was seething with anger. Nevertheless, he still maintained a warm and gentle expression and said, Little Azu, you are correct in saying the sect leader position being occupied by the most powerful. You covet this position. Presumably, you must have some real ability. Why don't you come over and trade 3 moves with me? Suddenly, Ding Chunqiu saw a flash. Someone suddenly appeared 3 qi in front of him. It was You Tanzhi. Ding Chunqiu was completely caught off guard. Based on his acute eyesight, unexpectedly, he did not see clearly how he appeared. He was frightened and retreated 1 step. With this 1 step, he moved about 5 qi backwards. However, You Tanzhi was still within 3 qi in front of him. Evidently, when he retreated 1 step, his opponent also moved 1 step forward. Obviously, You Tanzhi only moved forward when he saw him move backward. He acted later, but arrived first, leaving no trace. His martial arts has reached a very high level, something truly to be feared. Wait, how did he become so strong? All of a sudden. Ding Chunqiu saw his face was gloomy, with yellow wooden complexion. He inquired, I am competing martial arts with Azu. Why the need for you to interfere? Immediately, he leapt backwards. He flipped his hand and grabbed one of his own disciples and tossed him towards You Tanzhi. He loves throwing his disciples at people, doesn't he? Steroids? Yeah, true. You Tanzhi's reaction was strangely quick. Immediately, he leapt 10 feet backwards. He also flipped his hand and grabbed a 3-pouch Beggars Clan disciple. He channeled his energy and tossed him out. Oh, okay, now they're just throwing people at each other. Unexpectedly, the Beggars Clan disciple was like an extremely large, hidden weapon. He flew towards Ding Chunqiu. He collided with the Xingxiu disciple in midair. The crowd saw the power of the toss. They pondered, I am afraid both of these disciples will have their muscle and bones shattered and die a violent death. Yo Tanjiro read that Shaolin manual way back when? Yeah, but did that make him like super powerful? I guess. Because Ding Chunqiu is also super strong. And he practiced martial arts for like decades. Unexpectedly, when both of them collided, they only heard two chi-chi sounds. Immediately after, they detected a charred stench. Some people started vomiting, some recoiled and moved back, some covered their nose, some consumed antidote immediately. They knew Ding Chunqiu and Zhuang Juxian employed deadly yin poison energy on their own disciples. When these two collided, they turned soft, collapsed, and remained motionless. Evidently, they met a violent death. Ding Chunqiu and Yo Tanjiro traded one move, both of them equally matched, both of them inwardly afraid of each other. They moved back several chi at the same time. They flipped their hand and grabbed one of their disciples again. Who would follow these guys? Come on. And tossed them out. Both disciples collided in midair again and emitted a charred stench. They met a violent death at the same time. Both of them employed a sinister technique of the Xingxiu sect, the rotten corpse poison. They grabbed a living person and tossed him towards the enemy. They would first kill the person they were grabbing. Afterwards, the acute poison in their claws would seep into the person's blood and turn him into a poisonous corpse. If the opponent used his palm to push the corpse away, they would come into contact with the poison. If they used weapons to parry, the poison would flow from the weapon to their hands. Even if they managed to dodge or use void palm force or air-splitting technique, it was difficult to escape the toxic gas emitted from the corpse. Have you guys played Diablo? This is literally corpse explosion. Previously, Yo Tanjiro traveled with Chang Guanxing. He was unsophisticated and lacked any experience. Within 2 days, Chang Guanxing made him reveal all his personal history. Okay, now we get to see the background. Chang Guanxing pondered. This person possessed matchless internal energy. However, his martial arts is extremely limited. He cannot fully utilize his energy. After further investigation, he found out that Azu was a disciple of the old freak Xingxiu Ding Chunqiu. He had a sudden inspiration. Immediately, he urged Yo Tanjiro to learn Xingxiu martial arts from Azu. However, when he approached Azu, he claimed that Yo Tanjiro was a top martial arts expert, matchless under heaven. Thus, he wanted Azu to demonstrate all her martial arts technique to allow Yo Tanjiro to give her some pointers. Yo Tanjiro and Azu were both young, one foolish, the other blind. Both of them fell into the elaborate scheme. Azu demonstrated all the techniques of the Xingxiu sect. She also narrated the method to practicing the technique. Thus, this was how Yo Tanjiro managed to learn the rotten corpse poison. The crux of the rotten corpse poison was to first cultivate profound internal energy, which was poisonous in nature. The practitioner must be able to kill a living person with a single grab and send the poison immediately into the corpse. There was nothing ingenious about the rotten corpse poison technique. Everyone in the Xingxiu sect understood the principles, but they were just unable to cultivate the required level of internal energy. Although Azu was clever and shrewd, but her eyes were blind. She could not see Yo Tanjiro's facial expression. However, moreover, she was indeed rescued by Yo Tanjiro from Ding Chunqiu. With Chang Guanxing's gift of gab, he managed to brag Yo Tanjiro's martial arts to an unimaginable level. No matter how intelligent she was, she would never suspect this gentleman Zhuang with matchless skills was actually learning martial arts off her secretly. shrew definition? Well, a shrew is a little animal, okay? Like a mouse, but not a mouse. Yeah, a small mole-like animal. For every move she described, Yo Tanju would simply follow accordingly. His body already possessed. Man, shrews are cute. Yeah. Oh, let's look at some cute little animals. Oh. Oh my god. That's tiny. Hey. Oh. Oh. That's really tiny. You had a shrew infestation? Wait, how big were they? Were they that tiny? You had the cutest infestation ever. What do they eat? They eat humans. What do shrews eat? Insects, worms, snails, salamanders, small snakes, songbirds, mice, voles, other shrews. Other shrews? Damn. These shrews go hard. Carrion and vegetable matter. Okay. And humans, correct. For every move she described, Yo Tanju would simply follow accordingly. His body already possessed frost silkworm poison and the first class energy of the divine foot scripture. Combining both extremes of good and evil, his inner power was really no small matter. Any moves executed by him possessed the strength to break trees and shatter rocks, power boundless and inexhaustible. When Azu heard it, naturally she admired and respected him greatly. Yotanju also imparted her some internal energy cultivation method from the divine foot scripture. When Azu practiced it, although she did not have much improvement, she still felt her body becoming stronger, lighter, and more agile. In reality, Yotanju was well aware that his divine strength was closely related to the monk scriptures. The monk pictures in the scripture. In order to show off his ability in front of Azu, he trained relentlessly in uninhabited places for the entire day. Later, Chang Guanqing removed the iron mask from Yo Tanju's head. He used a human skin mask to cover up Yo Tanju's face, which was scalded beyond recognition. Was it actually a human skin mask? Afterwards, he took him along to participate in the Beggars Clan's general assembly at Hunan's Dongting Lake. With Yo Tanju's profound internal energy and strange martial arts, none in the Beggars Clan was able to stand up to him. He easily wrested control and became the chief of the Beggars Clan. Chang Guanqing officially rejoined the clan and was promoted to a 9-pouch elder. Although Yo Tanju assumed the position of chief, all affairs in the Beggars Clan were directed by Chang Guanqing. Chang Guanqing saw there were quite a number of members and clan elders who did not accept Yo Tanju as chief. So even in the Beggars Clan, you can just fight, you can just compete, and then whoever wins becomes the leader. That seems kind of weird. Oh, no. Okay, I misunderstood. He usurped the throne, I guess. He took control forcibly. Okay. So there are quite a number of members and clan elders who did not accept Yo Tanju as chief. He was inwardly worried, as he could not possibly kill all of them. Thus, he brought up the idea of vying with Shaolin for the title of supreme leader of the martial arts fraternity. The Beggars Clan's chief Zhuang Juxian would become the #1 fighter under heaven, and by relying on this prestige, he could suppress the discontentment in the Beggars Clan. Although Azu was blind, but her competitive nature remains. She supported Chang Guanqing's idea to fight with Shaolin. Yo Tanju did not want to become supreme leader of the martial arts fraternity. However, since Azu supported the cause, he simply followed along as well. Chang Guanqing engineered the scheme with utmost care. He was meticulous in his planning. Various heroes gathering at Shaolin at the same time on November was the direct result of his plan. Since Azu had the backing of the #1 martial artist under heaven, Zhuang Juxian, she did not fear a mere old freak of Xingxiu anymore. Hence, she conferred the position sect leader of Xingxiu on herself, and ordered someone to make purple flags for displaying at Mount Shaoshi. When the Beggars Clan arrived at Mount Shaoxi, they immediately ran into a huge gathering of Xingxiu sect members. This was beyond Zhang Guanqing's expectations. Thus, Zhang Guanqing offered some advice to Yo Tanju. When Ding Chunqiu spoke, Yo Tanju would attack him immediately to avoid making things difficult for Azu. Ding Chunqiu saw his opponent was extremely powerful. He immediately employed his most sinister technique, the rotten corpse poison. When he launched this technique, he would inevitably sacrifice one of his own disciples. Nevertheless, this technique was difficult to avoid or ward off. Only with the highest level of lightness martial arts, the ability to leap 10 zhang outward, only then the person could avoid harm. However, to start a fight by running away, naturally, the fight would end immediately. Unexpectedly, Yo Tanju learned this technique from Azu. He sacrificed his own Beggars Clan disciple and warded off Ding Chunqiu's attack. Both of them tossed out their own disciples. Immediately after, they tossed out yet another one. However, they heard continuous slamming noise. Within a short period of time, both sides had tossed out 7 of their own men. 14 dead corpses lay on the ground. Their faces bruised, expressions terrified. The scene was truly tragic and appalling. The Xingxiu disciples panicked. They quickly fled for their lives to avoid being captured by their master. They would still sing praises continuously, but their voices were trembling with fright. Okay, so they're running away, but singing praises to their master still. The Beggars Clan members saw their chief employing such sinister techniques. Although it could be said he was forced by circumstances, they could not help but feel startled. They pondered, "Our clan has always upholded justice and righteousness. How can our chief use such despicable techniques in front of the crowd of heroes? Isn't he following a bad example and mixing himself with Xingxiu's sect?" Someone else pondered, "If Chief Qiao was still our clan chief, he would surely use the righteous method to resist this old freak of Xingxiu's evil sorcery." Ding Chunqiu flipped his hand to grab the 8th victim. However, his hand grabbed empty air. He turned his head and looked back. His disciples had moved far away. However, he heard a "hoo" sound. Yo Tanju already tossed the 8th person towards him. Ding Chunqiu was startled, yet furious. The situation was desperate. He moved quickly and leapt into the crowd of his own disciples. The corpse arrived swiftly. The crowd of Xingxiu disciples fell into disarray. They did not have time to escape. 6 to 7 people cried out, "Oh my God!" They got hit by the corpse. The poison in the corpse was incomparable. The victim's face turned black immediately, and they collapsed. They twitched a few times and met a violent death. This guy's throwing corpse bombs. Azu listened to Chang Guanqing narrate the situation. She laughed and shouted, Ding Chunqiu, Chief Zhuang is the protector of the Xingxiu sect leader. Defeat him first before coming to challenge your sect leader. Did you win or lose? Ding Chunqiu was extremely dejected. He did not lose due to martial arts. Judging from the strength of Chuang Juxian's toss, although he possessed profound internal energy, his technique was completely identical to his own. It can be deduced that Zhang Juxian learned some superficial skill from Azu. Obviously, he was not aware of the profound variation in the technique. Ding Chunqiu lost out because his disciples were cowards. All of them ran far away, unlike the Beggars Clan members who stood firm and sacrificed themselves heroically. Damn! They did not run in the face of danger. An idea came up to him, and he looked up into the sky and laughed heartily. Ha 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 ha! Azu frowned and said, Laugh? You can still laugh? What is so funny? Ding Chunqiu laughed endlessly. Ha 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 ha! That mic is so good you can hear my hair growing? What do you mean? Are you hearing all of my mouth noises? Ding Chunqiu laughed endlessly. Suddenly, there was a hoo-hoo sound of wind. 9 Xingxiu disciples were grabbed by him in rapid succession and tossed out. One by one, they flew rapidly towards You Tanzhi, akin to arrows being fired off a bow. You Tanzhi did not learn this rapid tossing of rotten corpse poison technique. He only managed to grab 3 Beggars Clan disciples. He faltered on the 4th move. The situation was desperate, and he leapt up immediately and rose up towards the sky. He avoided all the poisonous corpses without having to retreat. Thus, he did not lose this bout. That laugh on a loop? Oh, Ding Chunqiu laughed. Ding Chunqiu wanted him to avoid the corpse. He made a move with his left hand. Azu cried out in alarm and flew towards Ding Chunqiu. When the crowd saw this, they could not help but turn pale. The dragon capturing skill, controlling crane skill, etc. When these skills were trained to the highest level, they can grab objects without having to make direct contact. However, the maximum range was at most 4 to 5 qi. In martial studies, this is termed attacking an ox separated by mountain. Originally, it was used to describe an expert practitioner's air-splitting palm or divine formless fist, being able to injure someone using void principles. However, they definitely could not channel their internal energy and extend beyond 2 zhang. Thus, skills like the blazing saber skill and the 6 meridian divine sword, which uses internal energy to injure opponents from a distance, were rarely seen and considered divine skills. Ding Chunqiu was separated from Azu by 6 to 7 zhang. Unexpectedly, he was able to drag her off the horse with a single move and capture her. His martial art had reached an outrageous level, truly unimaginable. Alright. It's been a while. It's time for a 5-minute break. I'll be right back. And we'll see the conclusion of this exciting battle. And we are back. What's up, Sal? Nice of you to join. Alright, so Ding Chunqiu captures Azu. Let's see what happens. However, they did not realize that Ding Chunqiu did not use real martial arts to capture Azu. Oh. He relied on one of his 3 treasures of Xingxiu, the flexible silk thread. The flexible silk thread was made from silk, produced by snow silkworm of the Xingxiu Sea. Snow silkworm lived in the wild on snow mulberry trees, their bodies smaller than frost silkworm. They were harmless and without poison. However, the silk they secreted were unusually tough. Even a single strand of silk was difficult to break. However, the snow silkworm only secreted limited amounts of silk. They were also difficult to find. Previously, Azu used a transparent fishing net to capture Chu Wanli and made him commit suicide. The fishing net was made with tiny amounts of silk from snow silkworm. Ding Chunchu's flexible silk thread was made entirely of silk from the snow silkworm, intertwined to become a thread. It was slender and transparent, not noticeable by the naked eye. When he tossed out the 9 Xingxiu disciples, he also flung out his flexible silk thread. By tossing out 9 poisonous corpses, firstly, he pressured You Tanzhi to back off. Secondly, it acted as misdirection to cover up his technique and make the crowd focus on the rapid tossing of rotten corpse poison. Thus, nobody noticed his flinging of the flexible silk thread. Misdirection. The guy is a magician. When Azu felt something wrap around her waist, it was already too late, and she was dragged towards Ding Chunchu. Although Ding Chunchu relied on the flexible silk thread, the ability to fling it 6 to 7 jang away without alerting any of the top martial arts experts around, capturing a person with a single move, it still required uncommon level of skill. His left hand grabbed onto Azu's back. His right hand sealed her acupoints. The flexible silk thread withdrawn back into his sleeve. While tossing the poisonous corpses, flinging a thread, waving, capturing, he kept on laughing non-stop. Even when he managed to grab hold on Azu, he was still laughing endlessly. This kind of laughter was also part of his misdirection technique, to divert attention. When You Tanzhi was in midair, he already saw Azu being captured. In his panic-stricken state, he quickly threw himself forward. 6 poisonous corpses flew past his feet. When his left foot touched the ground, he struck his right palm violently at Ding Chunchu. Ding Chunchu's left hand pushed forward. He used Azu as a shield to receive his rock-shattering palm strike. Currently, although You Tanzhi's martial arts was at a very high level, he didn't have the slightest bit of experience in adapting to changes when fighting with the enemy. He saw his palm strike was about to land on Azu. He immediately withdrew his palm strength. Even for average martial artists, they knew they only had to divert their strength to the side, and Azu would be safe. However, You Tanzhi loved Azu excessively. When he detected something amiss, he only knew how to withdraw his strength. He did not consider other possibilities. To completely withdraw such massive palm strength was to strike himself using his own palm force. He stumbled and spurted a mouthful of blood. Whoops. Although You Tanzhi mastered the Divine Foot scripture, this palm strike was still not easy to endure. He wanted to regain his breath, but how can Ding Chunchu allow him the slightest bit of respite? With a hoo 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 sound, Ding Chunchu sent out 4 palms in quick succession. You Tanzhi could not gather his inner energy to his dantian. He had no alternative but to receive these 4 palm strikes. For every strike he received, he would spurt a mouthful of blood. He received 4 strikes and spurted 4 mouthfuls of black blood. Ding Chunchu did not yield in the slightest. He sent out his 5th palm strike, intending to seize the opportunity and kill him. However, several people by the side shouted, "Old freak Ding, don't you dare commit such crime! Stay your hand immediately! Prepare yourself to receive my move!" Xuanzi, Guanxing, and Daoqing, various eminent monks, as well as other chivalrous heroes, all of them could not bear to let the chief of the Beggar Clan die by Ding Chunchu's hands. They shouted and rushed forward to rescue. Unexpectedly, when Ding Chunqiu sent out his fifth palm strike, You Tanju also returned with his own. Ding Chunqiu's body flickered. Unexpectedly, he moved back one step. When the crowd saw this, they knew Ding Chunqiu suffered a slight loss. At once, they stopped moving and did not rush forward to assist. As it turned out, when You Tanju spurted 4 mouthfuls of blood, his breathing became smooth again. When the fifth is that how it works? When the fifth palm strike arrived, he returned the strike with the combined power of the frost silkworm poison and the inner power of the divine foot scripture. Ding Chunqiu met his strike head on. He was not his match. If not for the fact that Ding Chunqiu gained the upper hand by injuring You Tanju's inner power suffered major damage. During the clash just now, Ding Chunqiu would surely have had to retreat at least 5 steps. Ding Chunqiu's breathing was rolling all over. He was unconvinced. He channeled his entire lifetime of internal energy. With a "hu" sound, he sent out his palm again. You Tanju moved one step forward and met the palm head on. He shouted, "Quickly release Miss Duan!" "Hu, hu, hu, hu." He launched 4 palm strikes in quick succession. For every palm strike, he would move one step forward. With this fifth step, he was face to face with Ding Chunqiu. He only needed to extend his hand to grab Azu away. Ding Chunqiu's palm strength was no match against You Tanju's. He saw his wooden zombie expression. He was really fearful. He smiled and said, "I will use my rotten corpse explosion now. You better be careful." When he finished speaking, he lifted Azu with his left hand and swayed her around. You Tanju knew if Ding Chunqiu executed his rotten corpse poison, Azu would immediately turn into a poisonous corpse. He cried out, "No, no, definitely not." His voice quivering, he was in extreme shock. Ding Chunqiu listened to this quivering voice. At once, he understood. "So, you are smitten by this stinky, flowery girl. Power, wonderful. Really, cannot be much better." When he captured Azu, he intended to execute her in front of everyone, to avoid letting her vie for the position of sect leader of Xingxiu. But now, assessing the situation, he could make use of her as a hostage to control this chief of the Beggars Clan, Zhuang Juxian, whose martial arts is much stronger than his. He said, "You don't want her to die?" You Tanju shouted, You put her down quickly. This is extremely dangerous." Ding Chunqiu laughed out loud. He smiled and said, "I can kill her effortlessly. Why should I release her? She is a traitor of our sect. No respect for seniors. If I don't kill her, then who do I kill?" You Tanju said, She is Miss Azu. No matter what, you cannot harm her. You already blinded both her eyes. I beg you, quickly, put her down. I will thank you heavily." His speech was incoherent. Obviously, he was extremely concerned about Azu. He did not have the slightest bit of poise as the chief of the Beggars Clan. Ding Chunqiu saw You Tanju's internal energy was vigorous and yin frost in nature. From his voice, he was very similar to his Iron Head disciple, but he was not wearing any iron mask. Moreover, how can an Iron Head person become the chief of the Beggars Clan? Yeah, they have a rule against Iron Head persons. He did not give the matter much thought anymore and said, "It is not difficult for me to spare her a life. You merely have to follow my instructions on some matters." You Tanju said quickly, Follow! Even if it is 100, 1,000, I will also follow." Ding Chunqiu was delighted. He nodded his head and said, "Very good. The first matter, you must take me as your master immediately. From now on, become a disciple of Xingxiu." You Tanju did not hesitate at all. Damn. He knelt down immediately and said, "Master, disciple, disciple Zhuang Jushan kowtows. He pondered. Originally, I am your disciple already. I kowtowed once. There is no harm in kowtowing again. Damn, he dropped the title of the leader of the Beggars Clan immediately. He subscribed to her OnlyFans account? True. Once he knelt down, the crowd of heroes made a huge commotion. From the Beggar Clan elders to disciples, their anger indescribable. They pondered, Our Beggars Clan is the #1 clan under heaven. We have always upholded justice and chivalry, but now our chief takes this old freak of Xingqiu as master. We definitely cannot accept him as our chief anymore. Gongs and drums echoed loudly. Everyone in the Xingqiu sect cheered and celebrated. They praised the divine elder of Xingqiu, their voices resounding. All sorts of sappy and unimaginable praises flowed forth. In short, the divine elder of Xingqiu was brighter than the sun and the moon. He was greater than the heaven and the earth. From the time Pangu split the heaven and earth apart, no other person was more powerful than the divine elder of Xingqiu. The Duke of Zhou, Confucius, Buddha, Lao Tzu, as well as the Jade Emperor, the King of Hell, none of them were able to match this divine elder of Xingqiu. When Azi was captured by Ding Chunqiu, both Duan Zhengchun and Ran Xingzhu turned pale. They knew they were no match for the old freak. Thus, they could not rescue her and escape. Unexpectedly, Zhuang Jushan was willing to kneel down and take Ding Chunqiu as master for the sake of their daughter. Ran Xingzhu was shocked yet delighted. She whispered, Look at his profound affection. You don't even have a tiny fraction of his devotion. Damn. Matthias, yep, he did just out-simp Duan Yu. Duan Yu glanced at Wang Yuyan. He pondered, I am deeply devoted to Miss Wang. I have done everything possible. Nothing can exceed that. But compared to this Chief Zhuang, I really fall short. True. He is truly passionate and devoted. If Miss Wang was captured by the old freak of Xingqiu, would I be willing to kneel down in front of him? In front of everybody? When he thought of it, his blood circulated rapidly. For the sake of Miss Wang, he was willing to die. Being humiliated is nothing. He could not help but blurt out, Willing! Of course I am willing! Wang Yuyan inquired, You are willing what? Duan Yu stammered, this. I am willing to kneel down and take him as master. Wang Yuyan understood his meaning. Her face turned a shade of red. Yu Tangju kowtowed and stood up. Ding Chunqiu was still grabbing onto Azi. Azi's facial expression was twisted. Clearly, she was in much pain. He said quickly, Master, please release her. Ding Chunqiu laughed coldly and said, Ha 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 ha, this brat is brazen. You think I will forgive her easily? Unless you atone for her crimes, settle some matters for me. Yu Tanju said, Yes, master, what task you have for me? Ding Chunqiu said, Go challenge Shaolin Abbot's Xuanzi and kill him. Oh, damn. Yu Tanju hesitated and said, Disciple has no feud with Shaolin's abbot, although the Beggars Clan is vying with Shaolin for supremacy, but there is no need to kill. Ding Chunqiu's expression turned grave. He said angrily, You disobey my orders. Obviously, becoming my disciple is just an act. Yu Tangju only wanted Azu to be safe and sound. Why would he care about justice or righteousness? He did not care about right or wrong. He said quickly, Yes, but Shaolin's martial arts is extremely high. Disciple will do his utmost. Master, you promised. You must not harm Miss Azu. Ding Chunqiu said dully, The decision to kill Xuanzi or not, it is entirely up to you. but the decision to kill Zi or not, it is entirely up to me. Yuo Tanzhi turned around and said loudly, Shaolin's abbot Cuanzi. Shaolin is the chief of martial studies. The Beggars Clan is the #1 clan under heaven. We have presided over the Central Plains as equals, but today we have to determine who is stronger. The victor will become the supreme leader of the martial arts fraternity. The loser will have to follow the supreme leader's order. He swept his eyes across the crowd of heroes and said, Heroes, today we gather at Mount Shaoshi. Who is not convinced, you may step forward to challenge the supreme leader. Unexpectedly, he dared to claim he was the supreme leader. Ding Chunqiu listened to Yuo Tanzhi's voice. His voice was not loud, but those with profound internal energy heard every single word clearly. Senior monks from Shaolin heard Ding Chunqiu command Zhuang Juxian to kill Abbot Cuanzi. When they were really angry, but they witnessed the duel just now. Zhuang Juxian's martial art is not as strong yet demonic. It was hard to determine if Cuanzi can resist. Moreover, it was not easy to ward off various kinds of poison and evil sorcery. Cuanzi was unwilling to fight with Zhuang Juxian, but since he openly issued the challenge in public, he could not withdraw. At once he put his palms together and said, For several hundred years, the Beggars Clan upholds chivalry and justice. All heroes under the heaven admire you greatly. You, former clan chief Wang Jiantong's relationship with my humble school is truly not shallow. Disciples of my school have always revered the Beggars Clan. The friendship between Shaolin and the Beggars Clan have lasted over several hundred years. I don't understand why Chief Zhuang suddenly issued this challenge. I hope to seek clarification. Heroes, today's situation, who is right or wrong? You will be the witness. Yuo Tanzhi was young, his knowledge shallow. How could he debate with Cuanzi? Nevertheless, before coming to Shaolin, Zhang Guanqing taught him some expressions. He narrated at once. Liao Nation is south of Great Song, Tubo, and Western Xie at the west, Dali at the north. 4 barbarians eyeing Great Song covetously. This... He mixed up the position of Liao and Dali. Whoops. Some people in the crowd disapproved of what he said. They coughed and sneered at his speech. Yuo Tanzhi knew something was amiss, but it was too late to salvage now. His expression became awkward. Luckily, he was wearing a human skin mask. Other people could not read his expression. He continued. Great Song has little troops and generals. Our nation is weak and frail, entirely dependent on us martial arts patriots. We have to unite together to resist foreign enemies and remove any traitor from within. The crowd of heroes felt his speech was rather logical. They said, Correct, correct. Yuo Tanzhi's spirit rose. He continued, For the past few years, foreign aggression is rampant. Everyone ought to work as one, brave the danger together. But various sects and schools, clans and association, we fight with each other, unable to reach a consensus. Khitan Qiaofeng can simply come here and single-handedly defeat the heroes of the Central Plains. In addition, it is rumored that Western Xingxiu he killed 2 senior monks from Shaolin. That Zhang Guanqing taught him to say, Western Xingxiu Si, the old freak of Xingxiu, killed 2 senior monks from Shaolin. Shaolin is helpless in the face of crisis. Yuo Tanzhi memorized this speech thoroughly. Unexpectedly, the circumstances changed. Thus, he only said up till Xingxiu old and was unable to continue. Someone from the crowd shouted, "He is old freak of Xingxiu. You are little demon of Xingxiu." Everyone roared with laughter. Disciples of Xingxiu sang in unison. "Divine elder of Xingxiu, virtue fitting heaven and earth, power shaking the entire universe, matchless then and now." 1,000 people singing in unison. Their voices immediately drowned out the laughter. The singing had barely toned down when an unpleasant husky voice sang loudly. Divine elder of Xingxiu, a virtue fitting heaven and earth, power shaking the entire universe. The tune was identical to those sung by the Xingxiu disciples. Unexpectedly, there was someone else who would praise the Xingxiu elder other than his own disciples. The praise was far better than Xingxiu tooting their own horn. In their excitement, the crowd beat the gongs and drums. Unexpectedly, the next sentence took a dramatic twist. They heard him singing, "Big dog fart." The Xingxiu disciples were startled, but the instruments did not stop playing. The music accompanied till the end. The phrase "big dog fart" became melodious and pleasing to the ear. Okay. The crowd nearly fell down in laughter. Xingxiu disciples roundly abused him. Wang Yuyan smiled and said, "Third brother Bao, your voice is really sharp." Bao Butong said, "Pardon my performance. Pardon my performance." The singing voice was indeed Bao Butong's performance. While everyone was distracted by the disturbance, You Tangzhe seized the opportunity to discuss with Chang Guanqing. He said in a bright voice, "Great song will face hardship. We martial artists are unable to work together. Thus, foreigners push us around. Hence, the Beggars Clan took the initiative to establish this supreme leader of martial arts fraternity position. Everyone will follow orders. If any major trouble breaks out, we won't be confused or disordered. Abbot Cunzi, do you agree?" Cunzi said unhurriedly, "Chief Zhuang's speech is logical. However, this old monk is still puzzled by something. I ask for guidance." You Tangzhe said, "What thing?" Cunzi said, "Chief Zhuang already accepted Mr. Ding as master. You can be considered a disciple of Xingxiu, correct?" You Tangzhe said, This is my personal matter. It is not related to you. Xingxiu sect is from Western region, not part of Great Song's martial art fraternity. Whether or not Great Song established this supreme leader position, it does not involve the Xingxiu sect. Even if we want to elect a supreme leader, it is still an internal affair. You are a disciple of Xingxiu sect. You cannot participate. Oh. Beaten with words. With facts and logic. The crowd of heroes said in succession, "Correct! Abbot Shaolin is correct." Wait, the Shaolin Abbot is correct. "You are a lackey of a foreign sect. How can you dream about becoming supreme leader of Central Plains' martial arts fraternity?" You Tangzhe was speechless. He looked at Ding Chunqiu and at Chang Guanqing, hoping for them to help solve this predicament. Ding Chunqiu coughed lightly and said, "The Shaolin Abbot is mistaken. This old man is a native of Shandong's Chufu city, the hometown of Confucius. The Xingxiu sect is founded by me. How can you claim it is a foreign sect? Although the Xingxiu sect is based in the Western region, but that is merely a temporary location. If you claim the Xingxiu sect is a foreign sect, then Confucius is also a foreigner. Ridiculous. With regards to foreigners, the Shaolin martial arts originated from India's Master Damo. Even Lin is the foreign sect. His speech ended. Sun Tzu and the crowd of heroes found it difficult to refute his accusation. Cheng Guanqing, he's picking up, said in a clear and bright voice, "The true origin of the martial arts is difficult to ascertain. Maybe martial arts spread from the west to the central plains, or from the central plains to the west. Our Beggars Clan chief is a native of the west of the central plains. Beggars Clan originated from the central plains. Naturally, he is a leader of the central plains' martial arts fraternity. Abbot Sun Tzu, for today's matter, you should use martial arts to differentiate the strong from the weak. You cannot determine the outcome by debating. Shaolin and Beggars Clan, who is stronger, who is weaker, the result can be determined immediately in a martial arts contest between the chief. What is the purpose in debating? If you still have some self-knowledge and know that you are not Chief Zhuang's match, then step down gracefully and admit defeat. Give your endorsements to Chief Zhuang." His speech clearly implied that Sun Tzu was inferior, timid, and shirked responsibility. Sun Tzu moved forward a few steps and said, "Chief Zhuang, you forced this old monk to fight. If this old monk continues to take into account the several hundred years of friendship between Shaolin and the Beggars Clan and refuse to fight, then it is seen as disrespectful to your clan." He swept his eyes slowly across the crowd of heroes and said in a bright voice, "Heroes, today you bear witness. My Shaolin did not have any intention to fight with the Beggars Clan for supremacy. The Beggars Clan chief pressured us with every step. This old monk cannot decline." The crowd of heroes said, "Correct, Shaolin did no wrong." Yu Tangzhu was only concerned about Azu's safety. He wanted to kill Sun Tzu quickly and complete this assignment from Ding Chunqiu. He said loudly, "Just fight! The strong will survive, the weak will die. What correct or wrong? Quickly, come here and fight." When he was young, he frolicked around and did not study much. Although his innate character was not pure, but ultimately he was a simple, unsophisticated youngster. When his father died, he roamed around aimlessly. He was bullied and humiliated. There was no upright, honest man to guide and instruct him properly. He associated with Azu and learned the behavior of the Xingqiu sect. The martial arts of Xingqiu sect seeked victory through vicious and sinister methods. With Cheng Guanqing's careful planning, he helped him to secure the position of the Beggar Clan chief. He also taught him to be merciless, leaving no margin for error. All these experiences accumulated over time. Unexpectedly, it turned a disciple of a famous chivalrous warrior into someone who cannot differentiate between good and evil, a violent man who only relied on brute force. Sun Tzu said in a bright voice, "Chief Zhuang, your speech does not match up to the chivalrous reputation enjoyed by the Beggars Clan for several hundred years." Okay. We're at the halfway mark. I think that's good for today. How did you guys like that chapter? I thought it was pretty good. Okay. A real cliffhanger. True. Now we get to see him fight with the abbot of the Shaolin Temple. That should be fun. And I don't think that's the only fight we're going to see today, okay? This is a big day for the Shaolin Temple and the entire martial arts fraternity. great corpse fight. Yeah, I love the corpse explosions. All right, guys. Cheers. Well, thanks for joining. Okay. I love you, and I will see you next week. Bye.